So, earlier today, we got some breaking news. Now, Vergil Ortiz is reportedly set to face off against the former 147-pound champion of the world, one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport, Keith one-time Thurman, at 154, and this is reportedly going to be a headlining fight between a PBC versus Golden Boy card. A lot of things to digest when it comes to this fight. Now, one thing is for certain. There is absolutely no chance that this fight won't be exciting. That is for sure. And before we break down the fight and talk about who will probably win this fight, you gotta love this fight, but at the same time, there's something about this fight that just doesn't sit right with me. And let me tell you about it. When it comes to Keith Thurman, this is a win-win situation. I mean, the man, PBC aren't giving him any fights. The man had to go overseas to Australia to fight Brock Jarvis because simply PBC aren't giving him any fights. So not only is he getting a big fight and a big chance to break through into the top 3 or top 5 into the 154-pound division, but at the same time, nobody expects him to win. Because let's be honest, he's fighting the young, hungry lion in Vergil Ortiz at 27 years old. The man is a knockout artist. The man, he has all the potential in the world. But Keith Thurman, the man is getting older by the day. Now, the only reason why I wasn't too excited about this fight is because of Vergil Ortiz. The man is one of my favorite fighters in the world. And he is one of the most exciting fighters in the world. But the problem about this fight is this. If you actually think about it, Vergil Ortiz should have been a world champion. I mean, the man is in his 3rd division. He first started at 140, then went to 147, and now he's at 154. And the man beat Israel Madrimov in his last fight. And the fight before that, he beat Serhii Bohachuk, the #1 contender at the WBC rankings. So I honestly expected Vergil to get a title shot after fighting Madrimov, and that is what he said. After he beat Madrimov, he said, hey, I'm fighting for a championship belt next. And with Bakram Murtazaliev, the buzzsaw of the 154-pound division, not having any fight booked or lined up, I was like, you know what? I think that he's going to fight Vergil Ortiz, and especially because Vergil and his dad came out a few months ago and said, we want Bakram next. And if Bakram won't be busy after our hand get healed, we're going to take the fight. But Bakram came out and said otherwise. He said, we offered you guys a fight and you declined it. And I think that Turki Al-Sheikh kind of hinted that most 154-pounders avoided Bakram. And the contract that the Ortiz team received from Bakram Murtazaliev was a Riyadh season contract. So what is going on with Vergil Ortiz? What is going on? I mean, the man is one of my favorite fighters in the world. I want to see the man become a world champion. The man deserves to become a world champion. But it just seems like every time we think that all the stars are lining up for him to become a world champion and get a title shot, something comes up like this fight, like Keith Thurman. And if you actually think about it, one of the biggest problems when it comes to Vergil Ortiz at 147 was that he got 2 contracts to fight Terence Bud Crawford for his WBO, I believe, belt. And Team Ortiz declined the fight twice. Now, definitely it wasn't Vergil Ortiz that declined the fight. No way Vergil Ortiz will decline any fight. The man is an absolute lion. He's a young, hungry killer. The man wants to fight anyone and everyone. But I don't know, for some reason, Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, they don't seem to be that confident in giving the man a title shot versus a current champion in his prime. And I don't really understand it. I mean, do I favor him to beat Bakram Murtazaliev? Probably not. Do I favor him to beat Xander Zayas? I believe so. Did I favor him to beat Imantas Stanionis at 147? Of course. I mean, I actually didn't have a question in my mind that Vergil was going to knock him out and stop him and take his belt. But for some reason, I mean, for reasons that Vergil definitely couldn't control, he pulled out of that fight, and now we are sitting and wondering what's next, and looks like we're getting Vergil Ortiz versus Keith Thurman for October. Now, who do I think will win this fight? I think that Vergil Ortiz will walk Keith Thurman down. I think that Keith Thurman might actually hurt and drop Vergil early. He might have a lot of early success, but I believe as the fight will transpire and unfold, I just believe that Vergil Ortiz will take over, especially because of his body work. I mean, Keith Thurman, the man is an absolute monster. His power is so underrated, excuse me. The man punches like a mule. The man has very good footwork, but the man is 36 years old and Vergil is 27 years old. And I believe, if you actually think about it, Madrimov has some power and he has very good legs. And I believe the fight will be very similar to Madrimov versus Ortiz. I believe that Keith Thurman will outbox Vergil early, but Vergil's constant pressure, I mean, Vergil fights like Miguel Cotto if you actually think about it. I've never been really a boxing historian. I've never really went back and watched old school fighters. But for some reason, I don't know why, I just put on some Miguel Cotto fights and I started watching the man and I was like, you know what? Vergil Ortiz kind of fights exactly like Miguel Cotto. I mean, his backhand, the right hand, is tied and absolutely glued to his face. That potent jab and powerful jab, the 1-2-1, circling around, rolling underneath power shots, vicious body work. I mean, Vergil Ortiz is a young version of the great and iconic Miguel Cotto. And that is why you gotta love Vergil Ortiz. So I believe that Vergil will walk him down and possibly stop him late or win by decision, because I don't believe that after 4 to 5 rounds, I don't think with the constant pressure and body onslaught from Vergil Ortiz, I'm not too sure that Keith Thurman can handle the pressure of the young, devastating puncher in Vergil Ortiz. But, listen, Keith Thurman, I believe that Manny Pacquiao beat him, and Manny did beat him, but you can make the case that Keith won that fight, even though I did score the fight for Manny Pacquiao. But listen, Keith Thurman is the closest thing to being undefeated, without being undefeated actually. So listen, the man is unbelievable. Keith Thurman is unbelievable. But you know who's also unbelievable and younger and punches harder and is more ambitious now and is hungry, is the fitting word for him. It's Vergil Ortiz. And even though I love Keith Thurman and I have so much respect for the man, but I got Vergil Ortiz, and I pray and hope that after Vergil wins this fight, God willing, the man fights for a belt, because it's been long overdue. We want to see Vergil Ortiz become a world champion. Why? Because we all believe, all of us, people who love Vergil Ortiz, we all believe that the man is born to become an absolute star. And I cannot wait to see Vergil Ortiz become a world champion.